Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? The page number is page 10. The page number is 10 and the subject is English. Page number is 10 and I hope everyone is with me on page 10. Just a reminder for those who haven't brought back the papers for marking, please do, because we're soon stopping to mark those papers. So make sure at least you do it before Friday. So make sure you bring your papers back for marking. Like I said, the page number is 10. On page 10 we have punctuation marks. I left when we had seen some of the punctuation marks. We had seen capital letters. We had also seen full stops. So we are going to punctuate using the question marks. So today we are looking at the question marks. A question mark looks like this. It's a curve and a dot. That's a question mark. And it is put at the end of a sentence asking questions. That is a question mark. Now we have words, we have examples of words used in asking questions. There are so many words you use when asking questions. We have words like where. When writing where, since you're asking a question, you begin it with a capital letter and you end that sentence with a question mark. So we have words like where. Where is my bag? So you write a capital W. Where is my bag? You have to end it with a question mark. The mistake you always make, children, is that most of you put a full stop again. So when you use a question mark, there's no need of you putting a full stop. Those are two punctuation marks in the same place. We only put one. Then we have the word who. We have when, what, which, how, whose. All those are words we can use in asking questions. We also have words like is. When is at the beginning of a sentence, then we consider it to be a word used to ask questions. Like you say, is this your bag? So you're asking a question. Are you coming to school? So when are is at the beginning, it is also a questioning word. Only at the beginning, when you find it in the middle, it is not. So we have are, we have is this your teacher? We have this word do. When you find do at the beginning, we even have does. So when you find these words at the beginning of a sentence, just know someone is asking a question. We even have has. Has she given you your book? Has. Then we have have. Have you gone to town? So when you find any of these words at the beginning of the sentence, just know you're supposed to end your sentence with a question mark. So here they're saying complete the sentences using a suitable word. And I'm waiting for your hands up. Dash is your name. Who can tell us the answer? Dash is your name. Yes, Kraina. Kraina, unmute yourself. Dash is your name. Can I tell you to unmute?
Dash is your name.
Thank you so much. But when you begin with a small W, then you will not get the answer right. When you say what is your name with a small W, then it's wrong. It must be a capital letter. Number 2, dash old are you? Yes, I'm waiting for the answer.
How old are you?
Oh, that's not yours, Teresa. I'm looking for someone else to answer. Number 2. Dash old are you? That's for Ved Patel. Unmute. And I tell you to unmute, do it so fast. Patel, unmute yourself.
How old are you?
How old are you? Thank you so much. Remember to start with a capital H. When you start with a small h, then your sentence will be wrong. Number 3. Thank you so much. And keep quiet, Patel. Number 3, dash book is this. Dash book is this. Dash book is this. Let's hear from Kavya. Kavya, unmute yourself. Yes, my boy from India. Dash book is this. Oh.
Why are you crying?
Oh, we are on number 3. Why are you skipping that? Why are you skipping number 3? Dash book.
Whose book is this?
Whose book is this? Thank you so much. Whose. In the word whose, there's a small word who. Most of you fail to write the spelling of whose. So, capital W, you're starting a sentence. There's a small word who, then S-E, whose. I'm writing it because it was not given in the examples. So that is the word whose. Where are you going? So the next instruction, they are telling you to punctuate. Punctuate these sentences correctly. Punctuate. They want you to use the symbols in a sentence correctly. Where you're supposed to put a capital letter, you have to put it. Where you're supposed to put a question mark, it must be there. Okay? So here they are saying, they have done for you number 1, who is your best friend? The first sentence they wrote who with a small w, and it is a question, and these guys never put a question mark. So you have to correct them by writing it well. Capital W, who is your best friend? Question mark. Now let's look at number 2, and I need someone to punctuate for us number 2. Number 2 goes to Dylan. Dylan, unmute yourself. I'm reading the question, and then you punctuate for us. Where we put a capital letter, you mention that capital, if it is capital H, you say capital H, you mention. So number 2 says, how old is Sam? How old is Sam? Can we hear from Tamale? Tamale, unmute yourself. Sweetheart, can you unmute yourself? Press where you see a microphone.
Capital H.
Capital H.
How old is that? Full stop.
Full stop.
Question mark.
Question mark. So we write Sam with a small s. I didn't know that. Do we write Sam with a small s? Oh, you never mentioned that. So thank you for trying, but you left capital S for Sam. So we say capital H, how old is capital S, Sam, question mark. What is your name? I need someone to punctuate for us number 3. What is your name? Where we put a capital letter, mention it. I want to hear that. What is your name? Yes, let's hear from Ariella. Ariella, unmute yourself. Ariella Nalbega.
I can't see your camera.
You can't see my camera, but you can hear me well, okay? As long as you can hear me. You just switch on your camera well. Other people are able to see me. You should also be seeing me. And I thought you're answering. Who is going to answer for us that question? What is your name? How do we punctuate that? Yes, Adrina. Andrina, unmute yourself. Adrina, unmute. Can you speak up? My dear, I cannot hear you.
Capital letter for
Capital letter for? Yes. Capital letter for W, and you say what? Capital W, what? Yes.
And for when you're done writing, at the end, question mark.
I put a question mark. So, capital W, what is your name? Question mark. Wow, thank you so much, Andrina. The next one goes to, okay, is this his bag? Who is going to answer for us that? Gretchen Luze, unmute yourself. Tell us where we put a capital letter, and I'm waiting. Unmute yourself, Gretchen. Yes, Gretchen.
Capital I, is this his bag?
And then?
Question mark.
Wow, thank you so much. Capital I, is this his bag? Question mark. I love that. Then the last one, did you go to school? I need someone to punctuate for us that. Did you go to school? Hey, whose hand is up? Let's hear from Ved. Ved, unmute yourself. Yes, Ved Patel.
Capital T, did you go to school? Question mark.
I love that. Thank you so much. So dear children, that's how we punctuate using question marks, even capital letters, because here, you know, you're supposed to begin with the capital letter. So now children, allow me talk about a comma. A comma looks like this. This is how a comma looks like. Some of you write it like a stick, like this. That is too big. It is somehow curved. Looks like number 9. The way these people who print curve their number 9. You can first put a dot, and then you kind of curve it like that. That's a comma. So we use a comma in listing, when listing things or items in a sentence. We use a comma when listing items in a sentence. For example, I can say, Mommy bought oranges, like there are many, okay? So if you want to list them, you list them using a comma. So we shall say, Mommy bought oranges, comma, mangoes, comma, apples, and guavas. Mommy bought oranges, comma, mangoes, comma, apples, and guavas. One thing you should note, we don't put a comma before the word and after the word and. So you don't say, Mommy bought oranges, comma, mangoes, comma, apples, we don't put a comma there because of this word and. We don't put a comma before and we don't put a comma after and. So then the word near and shouldn't bear a comma. Mommy bought oranges, comma, mangoes, comma, apples, and guavas. So that's how we list. That's how a comma helps us to list items in a sentence. I have my other example here. She sold chairs, meaning she sold so many, okay? She sold chairs, comma, tables, comma, cupboards, and desks. So that's how we list things using a comma. So that's one way we can use a comma. We can also use a comma when writing address. When I talk of address, I mean that thing that is written when you're writing the letter. For example, I have my address for train up. The address for train up. The address for train up has a name, that is train up a child. So when you're writing a letter, you begin with the address. Train up with a capital U. Train up a child. Okay? So after train up a child, we put a comma. So train up a child. After train up a child, we go to the box number. Train up a child, comma, P.O. box, P, here there is a dot, P.O. box, what is our box number? I think it is 30008. That's our box number. If you want to write a letter and you want to post it, to use a post office, this is the box number. So we have train up a child, comma, P.O. box. You put a comma, and then Kampala. Then you put a full stop. So that's one way of using a comma. We can also use a comma when writing the address. Like we've said, train up a child, comma, P.O. box, 3008, comma, then here Kampala, we put a full stop. Yes, after writing this, the next thing we write when writing a letter, the next thing is the date. I'm not teaching about that later, but the next thing we write is the date. We skip a line, we write a date. After writing a date, there is what we call salutation. Okay? So we also use a comma when writing a salutation. This is what we call a salutation. Like, dear, when you're writing to mommy, you say, dear mommy, dear mommy. So after mommy, there is a comma. So, dear daddy, if you're writing to Arthur, you say, dear Arthur, you put a comma. Dear Shatra, dear Keka, comma. Dear Apple, dear Andrina, comma. Dear Auntie, dear Quanel, comma. So that's another way of using a comma. So, dear children, now we have another evaluation activity, another activity for you to write. Punctuate these sentences correctly. Here, I'm not going to go through this. You'll do it yourself. Remember, a sentence begins with a capital letter. If you're listing items, list them by using commas. So you'll do this yourself. Here on number 3, we have the school address, and I've told you how to punctuate it, where to put the commas. I've showed you from the board. So now let's talk about another punctuation mark, and that is an apostrophe sign. an apostrophe sign. Most of you forget the word apostrophe and then you say a comma up. Yes, when you talk of a comma up, that is an apostrophe. A comma down, that is a comma, a real comma. But the one up is an apostrophe sign. So when do we use an apostrophe sign? We use an apostrophe sign when showing ownership. Whose bottle is this? That is Teacher Diana's. Then you write teacher. Let me use the short form. Teacher Diana's. You put your thing down, you call a comma. The apostrophe sign. You put the apostrophe sign up. By the way, you don't leave a big space. Some of you space. Some of you do like this and you put the S this way. That is wrong. We don't space. We just leave a breathing space. So that is Teacher Diana's bottle. Whose chair is that? That is Jessie's. You write Jessie. Jessie, you put an apostrophe sign, then S. That is Jessie's chair. That is Christina's pencil. That is Tamale's seat. That is Shatra's bag. That is Apple's fruit. So that's how we use an apostrophe. Another way we can use an apostrophe is when writing short forms of words. When writing short forms of words. So we can use an apostrophe when writing ownership or belonging, like we said, Diana's book, teacher's chair, mommy's bag, and another way is writing short forms of words. For example, we have the word did not. Did not. These are two words. If you want to write the short form of these, then we shall use an apostrophe sign. Did not is the same as didn't. I did not eat food. I didn't eat food. You write did, you write N, don't space. Write an apostrophe sign and then T. When writing short forms, you will find that some letters are eliminated. Some letters have been dropped. So, did not, didn't. Okay? We have do not, do not. And the short form of do not is don't. Do not sit on that chair. Don't sit on that chair. So someone who says do not and someone who says don't, they all mean the same, only that this one used the full form and this one used a short form. So children, now below we've been told to write these words in short form. We've been given the full form and they want us to write the words in short form. Let me have the hands up. The first and the second one were done for you. He is, and the short form of he is his. Cannot, the short form of cannot is can't. Then we have she is. Yes, children, who can tell us the short form of she is? She is. How do you write she is in short? Oh, so children will not be promoted to P3 because I'm seeing their hands down. Oh. Yes, let's hear from Raudha. Raudha, unmute yourself. Raudha, to unmute, you press where the microphone is. Nasu Raudha, just press where you see a microphone. Wow, you did it. What is that?
Can I go for a short form?
Really? Can you first tell us the answer? What is the short form of she is?
She.
She. Is it only she? She's. She's. So you write she, put an apostrophe sign, S. She's. Okay, you can go for a short call. We have we are. Who can give us the short form of we are? Do you mind if we do this work together? Let's answer this together. Get your pen, your pencil, and we answer this together. We answer as you learn. So let's begin with the first one. She is. We are starting. She is. You write she, apostrophe sign, S. That is she is. I know everyone is writing. And I'm going to tell you to show me your work. Kavya, you're not writing. We have do not. The short form of do not is don't. You write do. You write N, apostrophe sign, T. That is don't. The short form of we are is where. W-E, apostrophe sign, R-E. Where. Then the next one is you are. The short form of you are is you, apostrophe sign, R-E. Apostrophe sign should be in the middle of those two letters. Will not. I need someone to tell us the short form of will not. Yes, children, who can try telling us the short form of will not? Yes, Laloyo, unmute yourself. What is the short form of will not? Laloyo Joshua, the short form of will not is?
Won't.
Won't. Wow, good. Won't. I won't mention the other mistakes people always make. So we say won't. The short form of will not is won't. Don't write for me the other mistakes. I won't emphasize it even. I won't talk about it because it may stick in your head. The short form of will not is won't. Then the next one, does not. Does not, you copy the word does, N apostrophe sign T. Doesn't. She doesn't like to finish work in time. And I know that person here. Yes, I know that person in this class who doesn't want to finish the work in time. All the time he complains, teacher gave us too much work. I know him. So doesn't, he doesn't. Then I have the word have not. Have not. And the short form of have not is haven't. Haven't. You write the word have, write any near E. Write an apostrophe sign between N and T. Haven't. We haven't eaten anything since morning. Haven't. Then the last one is has not. The short form of has not is, you write has, N apostrophe sign T. Hasn't. She hasn't completed her work. She hasn't eaten food. Hasn't. So children, I know everyone is done with all the short forms given. Now let's turn to the next page, and that is page 12. Page 12, they are saying punctuate these sentences correctly using an apostrophe. This is Samu's bag. When you're writing Samu's, you write Sam apostrophe sign S. That is Samu's bag. Joseph's shirt is that, you write Joseph apostrophe sign S. Joseph's shirt is dirty. That is my teacher's chair. And most of you don't know how to read such sentences. You say, that is the teacher is, that is wrong. We don't say that is the teacher is, no. That is teacher's chair. So you put an apostrophe between the word teacher. Now you write the word teacher, you put apostrophe, then you add S. That is teacher's bag. So the next activity is simple. You can do it yourself. They are saying rearrange these sentences to make a good story. We've had so many examples of the same. So you will do this yourself. You'll arrange and make a good story by yourself and not now. The next says, the next is a guided composition. Guided means these people have given you the answers. So you're going to choose from the box to complete the story. But the mistake you guys always make, because you've been given the answers, you tend not to read through. So you just put words without reading, and that is very wrong. So you must read the sentences first before putting the answers. You read the story more than 2 times, then later you choose a correct word for a given dash. A correct that gives meaning when you read it. So that one is done. The one that we're going to answer together is the notice. And I need someone I can read with this notice. Who is going to help me read? I need someone to read with. I need someone to read with the notice. Oh, Ariela, your hand is up. And Gretchen's hand is up. Okay. Gretchen and Ariela, unmute yourself. Unmute yourselves. Ariela and Gretchen. Wow, thank you. So we are reading the notice together. Where you see these other words, where you see where, teacher is going to mention where, and then you tell me. When, then you tell me. Time, then you read for me. Fee, you read for me. So I'm going to start. These other words up, we are reading them together. Can we start, Ariela, with Gretchen? Meeting, I can't hear you. We are going together. Meeting, meeting, meeting. Okay, let me read that myself as well. Meeting, meeting, meeting. All people of Zana are informed that there will be a meeting. So I'm asking where, and then you read for me, Ariel and Gretchen. Where?
Zana playground.
When?
Zana playground.
When?
Zana playground.
When?
November 2020. November 2020.
Okay. Time? Time? Gretchen, I can't hear you. Time?
3 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you. And then we have fee. Read for me what is there.
Free.
Free. Good. And they are saying, come one, come all. So first unmute for me, Ariela. Let me do it again with Gretchen. Gretchen, be ready to read with me. Be ready. I have started. Meeting, meeting, meeting. All people of Zana are informed that there will be a meeting. Where?
Zana playground.
When?
7th November 2020.
And it is 17th, not 7th. When?
17th November 2020.
Time?
3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Fee?
Free.
Come one, come all. By Okelo J, the police officer. Ronnie. By Okello J, the police officer. So here are the questions. The questions are on page 13. So everyone go to page 13. I'm going to do it so fast so that we can do some other work. The questions are here. Number 1 says, who are informed in the notice? By the way, let me begin by thanking most of you who were able to answer in full sentences when while doing the exams. I was so happy with you, and still I wasn't happy with those people who were putting only one word. That is wrong. I gave a very big cross. So whoever did not answer in a full sentence, just know you failed the work. Now, question number 1, who are informed in the notice? I need a full sentence. Let's hear from, I don't see your hands. Let's hear from Adrina. Your hand is up. And Adrina, when I choose you, I like you to speak with vigor, speak with energy.
The people of Zana.
That is not a full sentence, my dear. The people of Zana are what? I need a sentence. That is a short sentence that I don't like. Who are informed in the notice? Someone to correct Andrina. She tried, but she never finished the sentence. Yes, Gretchen, finish for me that sentence. Who are informed in the notice? Yes, Gretchen. Yes, Gretchen, unmute.
All people of Zana are informed that there will be a meeting.
Oh, thank you. But you've put words that are not in that sentence. They said, who are informed in the notice. I need to hear the word in the notice. Who are informed in the notice? All people of Zana. Okay, can you continue?
In the notice.
All people of Zana are informed in the notice. As simple as that. So the next question says, what is the notice about? I need to hear from someone. What is the notice about? You guys look at the notice. The answers are just within. The answers are just within. What is the notice about? Yes, Chirabo Namiro, unmute yourself. Chirabo, unmute yourself. What is the notice about?
The notice is about a meeting.
Wow, the notice is about the meeting. But don't write meeting with, don't write it in capital letters because they're just asking what the notice is about. They're not asking you the title. So when they say what is the meeting about, you say the meeting is about the meeting with the capital M, then the rest of the letters, small letters. Don't forget to end with your full stop. The next question says, where will the meeting be? Where will the meeting be? There are some people who haven't said anything since we started. And I'm soon mentioning them. And people will laugh at them. Yes, where will the meeting be? Go back in the notice. Look for when the meeting will be. And then tell us the answer. Let's hear from Shatra. Rihanna, unmute yourself. Ronnie. Rihanna Shatra, unmute yourself. Where will the meeting be?
The meeting, it will be at Zana playground.
Now remove the word it, because it is standing for the meeting, so don't repeat words. The meeting will be, don't put it. Yes, your answer is right. Just eliminate. Don't say the word it. Rihanna, I'm waiting. Where will the meeting be? The meeting will be at, then you tell us. Can you tell us the answer? Oh, Shatra. Shatra, we lost you. We can't hear you. Okay, let me complete it for her. Shonri made a slight mistake. She put the word it. And now let me remove the word it. The meeting will be at Zana Playground. The meeting will be at Zana Playground. So the next question says, who wrote the notice? Go back and check. Check for the person that wrote the notice. That is the easiest of all. It is as easy as ABC. The easiest of all. Who wrote the notice? The name was given, by the way. Go back. Some of you don't want to go back to check. Let's hear from Ahimbiswe and Ahimbisibwe Emmanuel. Is it Emmanuel or Emanuela? Emanuela, unmute yourself.
Okay, the police officer wrote the notice.
Oh, I love that. I love what you've added there. Okay? Because most people would say Okelo J and they stop there. Okelo J, the police officer, wrote the notice. Thank you so much, Emanuela. You must be a bright girl. Thank you. So children, add that word, the police officer. Okay? If you don't add it, someone may think maybe the other teacher Okelo, maybe the other Okelo in the village. But now, this time round, they are talking about Okelo J, the police officer. You add that. You say, Okelo J, the police officer, wrote the poem. I love that, Emanuela. So the next sentence says, at what time will the meeting end? That is so easy. By the way, when they were writing here in the notice, they gave two. They gave the starting time, and that is, they gave 3 o'clock, and then they put this word 2. They put what? 4 o'clock. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. p.m. Now this is the starting time and this is the ending or the finishing time or the ending time. At what time will the meeting end? Now who can tell us the answer? I've even told you the answer. I've cheated for you. Starting time, finishing time. Starting time, ending time. Yes, when will the meeting end? Let's hear from Dylan. Tamale, unmute yourself. When will the meeting, at what time will the meeting end? Just press where you see a microphone. Where you see a microphone is where you press. Don't you think you're taking too long? You're taking long. Try again.
You show us love and care. You provide us with basic needs. May God bless you, our parents.
Unmute. Who's that? Rachel. So Tamale, let's get someone else to help you. It's like you failed to unmute yourself. Let's get someone. Let's hear from Christina Faith. Christina, unmute yourself. Unmute.
Parents, you are so good to us. You
Can you
show us love.
excuse me. We are answering question number 5 that says, at what time will the meeting end? That's the question we are answering.
The meeting will end at 4 p.m.
Oh, thank you so much. But now there's something small we are going to change there. Instead of 4 p.m., everyone get a pencil. We write that sentence together. Get your pencil. Let's do that together. Kavya, get your pencil. I don't see you holding it. The meeting will end. The meeting will end at, like she said, 4. That is correct. It will end at 4. 4 in words. You write the word for F-O-U-R. We are not going to use PM. We are going to use in the evening. Is it afternoon? The meeting will end at 4 o'clock. Add the word o'clock. O'clock has an apostrophe sign because it is a short form of a word of the clock. At 4 o'clock in the, let's use the word afternoon. In the afternoon. In the afternoon. The meeting will end at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Has everyone written that? If you don't write it, you'll forget to write these remaining words, o'clock in the afternoon, and that's the thing that makes this sentence correct. So you should have 4 o'clock in the afternoon. When they write AM, AM means in the morning, but this time they wrote PM. When they write AM, then we shall say in the morning. But since we have PM, let's use the word in the afternoon. So I had 2 people reading for me the poem, and I know everyone knows how to read a poem. So what you're going to do, you're not going to read it for teacher, you're going to read it for someone at home later, and then answer the questions about the poem. All the questions about the poem are friendly. They're not difficult. You can manage answering them as long as you answer in a full sentence. So avoid those short sentences you always write. Now we've gone on the next page, and that is page 14. Page 14. Hurry, we are too slow today. On page 14, we have homophones. We must have looked at this sometime. We said homophones are words with the same sound. Okay? These words sound the same. Homophones are words with the same sound but different meaning and spelling. They sound the same, but they're different in meaning, and they're also different in spelling. You don't spell them the same way. So those are homophones. Homophones are words with the same sound but different meaning and spelling. Just like the examples we've been given. We have the word heart, that heart that you have in your body for pumping the blood. Heart. We have another heart, like someone has hurt you. We have another heart for the head, and we have another heart, the house, a temporary house. Then we have far and far. Far, like You stay far, and then far like the skin of a cat. It has fur. Then we have some and some. I know you're good mathematicians. Another word to mean is some. Another word to mean add is sum. They can ask, what is the sum of 3 and 2? They are telling you to add. So we have some. Give me some water. And we have some.
3 and 2.
Then we have right and right. Rich, rich. Weak and weak. 2, 2, 2. Buy, buy. Buy, like you go to the canteen and you buy something. Buy, I come to school, buy a car. And then buy, like you're saying, you're waving goodbye. Then we have there, like you're talking about some people's property. That's a word that shows ownership. That is their bag. That is their book. And then we have another there. My book is there. It is not here, but it is there. My book is there. Then we have sun, the one in the sky, and then son, S-O-N, the son of your mother. We have pepper and pepper, meat, meat, where and where. We have whole and whole. Then we have bad and bad. These are just examples. Just know there are so many homophones. We can't even finish them. There are so many words that sound the same but different in meaning and spelling. So here, the first instruction says, choose a word from the brackets to complete the sentences correctly. We are going to choose a word from the brackets to complete the sentence correctly. Number 1 says, my dash is very handsome. And we have the word son and son. Yes, who can tell us? Yes, I know the answer is son, but which son are you going to tell? Are we going to write? Who can tell us the answer? My dash is very handsome. So you're going to tell us, and after telling us, you spell the word that we need. Let's hear from Arthur. Arthur, unmute yourself.
Son.
Spell.
S-O-A.
Good. My son is handsome. You can't say the other son, the sun in the sky that is handsome. So number 2, I shall dash Joseph in town. We have the word meet and meet. Yes, which meet are you going to write? I shall dash Joseph in town. Let's hear from, people's hands are down, eh? Okay. I'm waiting for that day to come when they tell me to promote you to another class. And I also put my hand down. I will say, no, please don't. Yes, let's hear from Jesse. Jesse, unmute yourself. Yes, Jesse?
Meet.
Meet. Spell the meet you're talking about.
M-E-E-T.
M-E-E-T. Good. I shall meet Joseph in town. Lisa has dash bags. We have 2, we have 2, we have 2. Now, which 2 are we going to put? Lisa has dash bags. Yes. I need someone. Let's hear from Nansu Bugarauza. Yes, Rauza? Just spell for us. Lisa has 2 bags.
T. T.
Yes.
W.
Yes.
T. W-O.
T-W-O. Good.
T.
Thank you so much, Rauza. Thank you. So that work, I know you're able to do it, children. So the next one says, construct sentences using the following words. So you're going to make sentences of your own. Remember to begin with a capital letter. And when you're telling us sentences, don't explain. Don't tell us the meaning, but just use it in a sentence. And then we shall know it is, you know that word. Don't explain, don't define, don't do anything. Don't give the meaning, but use it in a sentence. So children, the next word on the page is adjectives. We looked at adjectives. Excuse me. We looked at adjectives in the book we've just finished, the book of term 2. And here we are doing the same thing. So I'm not going to go through this, but you will complete for me. Tall, taller than, the tallest. So here in the middle you add ER. This way you add EST, just like we did last time. Open, I need to show you where you're going to stop. We have a topical test on page 17, 18, 19, 20. Excuse me. 20. So children, you're going to stop on page 22. Everyone put a star on page 22. That's where we shall start from next time. Make sure you write and finish all the work up to page 22. A big star on page 22. I'm also going to put a star in my book so that I don't forget. So 22, thank you for being good children. Love you so much, and may the Almighty God bless you for me. Love you. Yes. Yes, Joshua. Yes, Joshua. Unmute.
I don't have page 13.
You don't have page 13? Okay, I will check. You don't have page 13? Okay, I will check. It's okay. I will get it for you, Joshua. I'll get for you page 13. All right, bye-bye.